sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
Hi guys. I need to do stuff with my life. I'm gonna go to a cafe because I feel like leaving my house will at least be putting me in the direction, like the forward momentum of doing things and getting things done. I don't know. Okay, you know what? Never mind. I cannot get my shit together. I'm just gonna talk. I'm just like in the mood to talk shit. This morning, I'm scrolling on TikTok because I'm not even gonna lie, that is my daily routine. Like everyone's like, it's like very commonly known knowledge, like, oh, when you wake up first thing in the morning, you should not be on your phone, whatever, you shouldn't be laying in bed, yada yada. That's actually quite literally my exact morning routine. I wake up at 6 and I literally just watch TikToks until like 7:30, at least an hour and a half. Like literally, I wake up, brain rot. Wake up, fry the neurons. Do you know what I mean? And you know what? I don't really have a problem with that. I'm not noticing any adverse like neurological effects or like deficiencies. Well, like, yeah, sorry I'm not starting every morning doing Tai Chi and saying 5 things I'm grateful for. I was scrolling on TikTok this morning and I came across this manifestation text post of beauty attraction manifestation, and it got me thinking, like, I have had a burning desire to talk shit about like spirituality, manifestation, yada yada TikTok, but I've held off because first of all, I actually have a lot of mutuals on my main account. I realized that are like kind of like very into that shit, and like, I don't know, I don't want to start any kind of tea, but also I feel like people would jump down my throat, so I'm just gonna save everything that I'm too scared to say on TikTok. I'm just gonna say on YouTube. To me, there is a very, very fine line between spirituality and psychosis in terms of what I see on the internet. Like, okay, I see manifestation on my For You page all the time. You know, I see people journaling, manifesting, like writing out what the ideal version of yourself looks like manifesting your ideal life in terms of like, and I can appreciate it in terms of like, yeah, you are more likely to work harder and direct yourself towards the things that you want if you're in that mindset, like in a positive, aspirational mindset towards it. But then I realized like some people, like they're actually saying, just you writing this, like there's some universal force that will bring it to you. And I was like, oh, wait, okay. No, hold on. I'm not, like, we're not on the same page here. I feel like I can understand there's levels to it. You know, there's levels to which people are willing to stretch it. And it's like, I can definitely get it with like vision boards and writing out manifestations of like your dream life, yada, yada. But then it's like, say this beauty attraction, like chant. You're saying that you're going to say words and you're going to attract some external force that's going to, or like from inside of you, it's going to like morphologically like change your beauty, your appearance. That sounds like a psychotic delusion. Oh, it's hot. I'm getting hot talking shit. My shirt is the Smiths, for anyone wondering. Okay, water break. I'm gonna do one of these in each video. I hate the algorithm because like I will watch those videos kind of out of like morbid fascination, like, oh my god, like you're crazy, like what the fuck are you talking about? But I'm so intrigued that like this is something you're convinced about, so I'll watch them. And then on my For You page I will get videos, and it's pretty bitches too. It's like bitches that I would have been friends with in real life, like bitches that could be like, I don't know. And they're on my For You page talking about like glitches in the simulation or like the Matrix. Like I saw a video of this girl the other day being like, a glitch in the Matrix. Like I was walking in my car and I saw myself in the passenger seat, like a version of myself. And everyone in the comments is like, yeah, no, yeah, that happens to me all the time. It's body doubling. It's a vision of yourself. It's a third. What? What? Like, you know that guy on TikTok who's like genuinely schizophrenic, and he like thought that he was like being persecuted, and he kept recording videos of like people who were literally just had their cars parked next to him because like it's a parking lot, and he was like, see, they're following me. That's kind of what it feels like. That's kind of what it feels like. You know what? I was giving manifestation a pass, but I'm honestly not. I'm gonna go in because I also think that manifestation, and especially like law of attraction content and discourse, is so overpopulated by like people who just obviously had the resources to get these things, and then they can just like choose to attribute it to, oh, I manifested it. Like, shut up. This girl is in like a high-rise condo in Manhattan, has like a $200K a year tech job, and she's like, I manifested my dream life. See, this is me in high school. It's like her family, like mansion in Nantucket. Like, I was manifesting since I was young. It's like, you didn't, like, it was really not that hard. Like, you were always gonna get that. I'm sorry. Also, I just want to acknowledge that this is a really bad mascara day, just a bad makeup day, but if you notice that, then you're ableist, because I had a tremor when I was putting it on. I've been trying a new thing for my agoraphobia, where I make myself leave the house once a day and just go and be in a public place, like a cafe or a restaurant. The past few days, I've been getting up and going to just a local like coffee shop and just like doing work on my laptop or just reading a book there. I just took the bus to the bookstore and just bought a book. I'm just like kind of trying to force myself to be comfortable in the feeling that like I deserve to be here. I have a right to be in public places. I deserve to be here, and it's not weird that I'm here. It's not weird that I'm here. Other people go to places, like everyone goes to places. It's not weird for me to be here, and it's completely within my power. I have like a weird lack of agency thing. I think I kind of have had that my whole life, and kind of just like exercising. I have a choice. I can choose to get up and leave my house and go to a cafe, because I feel like a lot of the time there's like agoraphobia and social anxiety, and then that kind of morphs into like paralysis out of habit. Like, oh, well, like I'm not gonna leave my house today because that's what I always do. I never go somewhere. Even if I would be willing to go somewhere that day or my anxiety isn't that bad, I just don't, because that's not what I do. And so I'm trying to like force myself into like, no, I do go outside. I do leave the house, and if I'm having a day where I don't have a lot of anxiety, I actually can choose to leave the house, and it's completely within my power, and nothing weird's gonna happen. Okay, nerd time. I'm so sorry, it's unfortunate, but this is going to be a regular installment in my YouTube videos. I'm a freak, I'm a nerd, I'm obsessed with like researching things and learning things. Right now, I have been super obsessed with medical stuff, but it's particularly like nursing curriculum. Whatever, I'm just autistic. Every YouTube video, you're gonna learn very briefly one thing new about whatever I am hyper-focused on researching at the moment. Today we're going to learn about thoracic and abdominal aortic aneurysms and aortic dissections and the difference. We all know about the aorta, right? It's that giant vein that's running down the center of our body, plugs into the top of the heart, and it spreads blood to the rest of the body. You can have an aneurysm in the aorta, which is where the outer walls of the aorta kind of thin, and so blood pools up there. Kind of like if you look at a diagram, it looks like a bubble. And it's a big risk because that can burst and cause a massive internal bleed. You can have a thoracic aortic aneurysm, or you can have an abdominal aortic aneurysm. That's just separating the two kind of areas. And thoracic aortic aneurysms are particularly dangerous because it involves internal bleeding in the chest cavity. Aortic dissections are really interesting and very rare. There's 3 walls to the aorta. The inner wall of the aorta basically ruptures, and it allows blood to rapidly escape and pool up in the medial layer, the medial wall, like between that layer and the medial wall of the aorta. And so it kind of is like creating this bubble pocket of blood, and it poses a similar risk for internal bleeding. Now, aortic dissections are very rare, but they're very, very deadly. 1/4 of people die within 6 hours of an aortic dissection. That number jumps to, I believe, 50% die within 24 hours, and that jumps to about 70 to 75% die within, I think it was about 3 weeks of having an aortic dissection. So don't get that. There's no one in my life, like it's not appropriate in person to just randomly spew encyclopedic weird knowledge about like a super niche and honestly very off-putting topic to someone in real life. Like no one cares and no one wants to hear that, but you guys, unfortunately, are my victims, and so I can do all the things that are not socially acceptable to do to people when you're talking to them in real life, because I'm just talking to my screen and you are receiving it. But I do hope you learned something new. Which should the next video be? Maybe I'll go over the different types of shock or electrolytes. Comment down below if you want me to talk about shock or electrolytes in my next video's brief nerd break, nerd time.